My name is Edmond Wakizi. I'm an urban and regional planner. As you can see, we're actually paddling on the road. This is actually the road. This road is Olahoda Odereke Road. It's actually 15 kilometers to my community, Olokuma community in Ahoda West local government area of Rivers State. And by road, it should take you about 10-15 minutes drive to the community. My village is actually on the Orashi River. And so where we just took off, you can see that behind. It's not a jetty. It's not also a riverside. But that's actually where the water that has flown inland, overflown inland from the Rashi River, that's where the water has stopped at the moment. And so we are now paddling on where vehicles should be driving. The Rashi River is actually about 15 kilometers from where we are. And so this shows you the inundation, the impact of this flood inundation within this area. That clearly shows that we have over 15 kilometer radius within the Rashi River being inundated by this flood. I could remember vividly some 2 weeks ago, I was discussing with a friend about the floods actually when Kogi, Lokoja to be precise, was in the news. And then I told my friend that what is happening in Kogi, in Lokoja, was going to replicate in communities in Anambra, Delta, Bayelsa, and of course Rivers State. And then my friend was doubting what I was telling him, and I tried to let him understand that the River Niger actually flows downstream and empties in the tributaries of the Niger Delta. And Orashi River happens to be one of those tributaries. You can see, yes, you can see other people traveling along what is now the river, which ordinarily should have been a road. And so, as a town planner, I'm very concerned about this impact. And for me, I think we should now be looking at the solution to this issue. And one may want to ask, what will be the solution to salvage this situation? If you remember vividly, we had a similar situation in 2012, where the flood also ravaged the same communities. But the current flood of 2022 has by all means shown that the impact is beyond what happened in 2012, and that was precisely 10 years ago. So we can now see that perhaps there's a 10-year cycle of this flood inundation. Now, what do we do? What can we do to salvage this situation? I think that there is need to look at how urban planning can actually help to salvage this situation. If you look at the Nigeria Urban and Regional Planning Law, which was promulgated in 1992 as Decree number 88 and now adopted as an Act of the National Assembly, Cap T N138, Laws of the Federation 2004, it clearly specifies that there is a need for a national physical development plan. A national physical development plan at the federal level would have clearly identified the water resources of Nigeria, the various rivers and water bodies, the marine, the ocean, the coastal, and all the resources we have within the Nigerian geographical space. And then such plan would have clearly identified the areas that will be inundated by flood of this nature, particularly now that we are having climate change, sea level rise, global warming, intensity of rainfall. That clearly tells you that situations of this nature are bound to occur, particularly for Nigeria and states and communities in Nigeria that are in the downstream of the River Niger. We all know that the River Niger has its main source from the Guinea Highlands, and then it flows through Mali, through Niger, and then into Nigeria. And so we are always we are bound to have situations of this nature based on the fact that we are located downstream of the River Niger. There have also been allegations and observations concerning the fact that the release of water from the Lagdo Dam in Cameroon, it's also responsible for this flood inundation. So I think government needs to do something proactively, and one of those actions is to put in place the National Physical Development Plan. Such a plan will deal with this issue from the national and then the regional level, because the River Niger cuts across different states in Nigeria. Such plan would have also identified areas of immediate action. It will also identify what will be the role of the federal government, what will be the role of the state government, and then what will also be the role of the local government. And these are all structures that are clearly specified in the Urban Regional Planning Law, where it states that at the national level there should be a National Physical Planning Commission. At the state level there should be a state planning board or state planning agency, and then at the local level there ought to be local planning authorities. All of these structures, if they are in place, working in synergy from the national to the local, would have been able to deal with issues of this nature. I mean, one can only imagine the impact that this flood is going to have on livelihood, on the people that inhabit this area. As you can see, vast agricultural land have all been inundated. This also will have very severe impact on food security. As you can already see that the cost of food items are already rising, and then we are already in that part of the year where ordinarily cost of food items will rise because of the festive period. So government needs to rise to the occasion. We have presidential candidates who are going about campaigning. At the moment, I haven't heard any in concrete terms what these presidential candidates are preferring in terms of solution to this inundation. This is just an area in Ubie, Ekpe, Ahoda West Local Government Area of Rivers State, and we have similar situation in Oba Ibema and Donye Local Government Area. We have similar situation in Ahoda East Local Government Area, and as we speak, the water is already on its way towards some parts of Abua Local Government Area. These are all in Rivers State, and then of course we have also seen the impact in Delta, in Bayelsa, in Anambra, and in other neighboring states. And then of course, Kogi, Lokoja, it's also one of the states that this flood has also inundated. and other communities also within the Middle Belt and in the northeastern parts of Nigeria. So the federal government really needs to rise to the occasion to make sure that we do not have a repeat of this, because if we continue to allow this kind of situation happening perhaps every 10 years, then it means that the people that inhabit this area will really be in serious danger. So this is an advocacy call for the federal government, the state government, the local government to work in synergy to ensure that we take advantage of the role that urban and regional planning can actually play in averting situations of this nature. And of course, when we talk about urban and regional planning, it is not the town planner's role alone. We will need the expertise of other professionals, surveying and geoinformatics, geographers, geologists, engineers, and professionals that we always bring in their expertise, work as a team to ensure that we can avert this situation. And the good thing is that it is not rocket science. It's not something that is not doable, because most of these communities are not even below sea level, and we are aware that there are countries where they are even below sea level, and yet you don't have this kind of impact of flood inundation in their settlements. So the Nigerian government needs to rise to the challenge and see what can be done. We have just traveled for 12 minutes now. We've been paddling, and we have not even gotten to half of the journey to my community, which is still about 10 kilometers away from where we are at the moment. So it tells you the devastating situation that is around this area. So this is a call, an advocacy call for the government to do what is right. And then at the moment, I think there is need for emergency response to ensure that people who are still trapped in the villages are being relocated to safe camps where they can have succor for the time being before this water begins to recede. Where for us in Rivers State, the government has released 1 billion naira, and I hope that the flood committee does the needful and ensures that that money gets to those that have really been impacted. I just hope that the flood committee will do the needful. But beyond such emergency response, the federal government, the state government, and other agencies of government need to get down to the drawing table and see how we can avert this situation. I just hope that we hit to this call. Presidential candidates do the needful to see how we do not have a repeat of this situation in future. So like I said, my name is Edmond Nwokezi, and I am an urban and regional planner, currently the National Public Relations Secretary of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners. I'm actually heading to my community, Olukuma community in Ubiye, Ekpe, Ahoda West local government area of Rivers State. I'm being told that it's going to take me close to 6 hours for me to get to my community, and this is a place where, from where I am, ordinarily I should drive down to my community within 10 minutes. But whatever it is today, I will get to my village and see the impact of this flood and get a hands-on a hands-on experience of what is going on in my village. This is an advocacy call.
I closed my eyes, drew back the curtain to see for certain
Okay, as you can see, it's getting dark, but this is my trip back from my village after a very long day. By the grace of God, we were able to rescue some persons who are stranded. I therefore call on the local government and the committee set up by the state government to do more in rescuing persons who are stranded in some of these communities. I also call on the federal government, the President, Commander-in-Chief, President Muhammad Buhari, to take immediate steps to put in place measures that will ensure that we do not have a repeat of this flood menace in the next 10 years. And like I said earlier, a national physical development plan will go a long way to ensuring that these issues of perennial flooding is dealt with. I do hope that we don't have a repeat of this flood inundation in the next 10 years. Thank you. God bless you all.